So you're interested in investing in my Lavenham Blue Collection, a completely local, traceable collection hand-dyed by me, Stuart. So should we show you and explain all about it? This is the Lavenham Blue 2025 collection, and these are the colours. Isn't it wonderful? This year's collection is Rylands, and it's not the ewes of the flock from Hadley, it's the lambs. We sent off the lamb's wool, the first shear from the lambs, so it is much softer. It's still a wool, and it's nowhere near as soft as a merino, but it is way softer than collections that we've had before. Now, what I want to do is explain to you about the colours, because if you're going to purchase this, you can buy it now, pre-order from my website, and there's a little box when you pre-order to actually give me more information on the colours that you want. And here are all the colours. So let's go through it. These are the tonals. They are pretty much a solid colour, but not completely. And when I say not completely, it might just be moments where there's less woad or more woad that's attached. Actually, you can see it there, for example. It's pretty much a solid colour, but there's a tonal shift there where it gets a bit lighter. These are the four main colours. You have one which is a dark denim. Very rare. It takes a lot of woad in the vat to get it that dark. So they don't often come out like that. And when I have a collection, I might have maybe 4 or 5 hanks out of 100 that are like that. But if you like that dark denim, then please put that note in the checkout when you go to pre-order the yarn. The most prolific colour that comes out is this classic woad, and this is number 2. This is denim. This is the denim look, and yes, you can see in places that tonal shift. We're not talking much difference, but it's not a solid colour. And after all, a solid colour would be a bit boring when you're knitting with it. So look at that lovely little tonal shift there. And if I unhank it, you might be able to see it better. But it still looks a solidish colour. So that's denim. Classic Woad blue. There's kind of hints of grey to it. And then towards the end of the dyeing day, I'll have my sky. This is basically a light blue. Think of I like to call this one the Simpsons sky. If you look at the opening credits of The Simpsons and you get the white clouds, this blue colour is very much that. So this is sky. And out of the woad, I get these two the most. And just look at that. Beautiful. Again, can you see a few tonal shifts there? But this is very much the solid denim and then the solid sky. Then lastly, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4, this is kind of the lightest one where the dye is pretty much, the dye vat is exhausted. And you'll tend to see white coming through, but you could also see turquoise and hints of green. And actually this one's not a very good example of that. It's starting to come through in places, the turquoise there, but sometimes it can be a lot greener, a greener blue. So you've got 1 dark denim, 2 classic denim, just written denim on the website, sky, and then number 4, which can be aqua. That's the kind of look I want to call that. Sometimes white coming through, but very much tonal shifts of turquoise and green. But that's you can sometimes see it there under the camera, especially this bit here. That's where it's starting to go a little bit turquoisey greeny there. So they are the 4 main colours. Then number 5, you get the fun variegated look. And if I just move these out, the variegated look can come in 2 styles. if you're interested in it. You may just go, I just want the variegated, because that's the pretty stuff. That's where you get those classic indie dyers, and they've got all sorts of colours integrated. They've got speckles and everything. That's sometimes where the skill is. Well, it's very much a skill for the indie dyer. Well, we can do that too with Woad and indigo. And I've sort of bracketed it into two types. You can get the type where it's completely unplanned. This is just how it comes out of the vat. And this is very much an accident because this is a brand new vat, and it should have been all this sort of dark blue. So I have no idea what happened here where I've got all these lighter bits. Let's get rid of that. There we go. But what then is exciting, and if I just zoom out even more so you can see, there we go, is look at that. And this is what you'll often see with indie dyers when they're doing their acid dyes. And if I unhank it, you can see perhaps this is where I think it must have hit the bottom of my vat, where all the woad was. Look at that beautiful dark patch of dark denim navy almost. And then on the other side, look, pale denim sky showing through too, and even bits of white there. This is complete accident. Put it in and it comes out, and it never ceases to amaze me. And if I do a long shot, you can see it there. Now, if you're knitting that as part of a shawl, that would be very exciting, especially if you were doing, say, a Stephen West shawl that took 5 hanks and you want a tonal shift and then maybe to be separated with a variegated, then this would be it. You could have 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I've got stuck on the mic. Of the main part of your Stephen West shawl that normally takes 4 or 5 hanks, then you could have the fun variegated, the accident, and then you could even have a. This is the original, so that could be a whole Stephen West shawl. The Go-Go Dynamo jumps out partly because I did it last year myself. Or you can have the variegated that is me playing around purposely. And this one, I had great fun dip dyeing in a specific way. And when I unravel it, you can probably see how I dyed it. So this is the darker blue. This was in the vat first. It got dipped in first, like that. So I always dye my hanks for 8 minutes. So it got to 4 minutes, or perhaps 5-ish. And then I put that in for the last 3 or 4. So that's now had a full 8 minutes in the hank. And this top bit has only had 3 or 4 in. So you then get this beautiful tonal shift. And this blend here, as the yarn soaks up the vat juice that's got all the woad into it, and then you get this natural ombre there. And in fact, actually, you can see this is a good example of the Aqua. That is much more greeny, turquoisey when you look at that. And let's take it at a distance so you can see. How does that appear on your camera there? That is what number 4 can look like if it was on the tonal, the Aqua. But yeah, so this variegated is a planned one where I've purposely played around with how long it's in the vat and what parts are in the vat. Whereas this one is a complete accident. It just goes in and comes out. And I have loads of these. I can have some that come out with more white bits. I can have some that have different bits, or maybe one little blob. It's the wonders of hand dyeing with indigo and your vat, because you never can tell. So you have number 5, variegated, accident or planned. So if you wanted to write that in the notes, you can, or just put variegated, and then I'll know when I'm putting together your order what to do. Especially if I see that you've ordered 3 variegateds, I'll probably know, okay, well, let's go for 3 of these sort of kinds where the blues are all different, but there is some uniformity. I probably wouldn't put that in and then another one in. But if in doubt, write a message in that box. There's a notes box in the checkout when you go to pre-order your yarn. Or if not, give me an email, or even better still, ring the shop and we can have a chat. Because the beauty of the pre-order is I am dyeing now. So I can dye your yarn as your pre-orders come through. And boy, have they started to come through already. It's wonderful. Thank you so much for taking time to invest in local, because this is local yarn. So this is from Hadley. It's the same farmer and shepherdess that we had last year, Roz. The farm is 20 minutes from my shop. We sent all the yarn off to Bridlington, Halifax Spinning Mill. We asked for 4-ply this year. Last year was double knit. And as I said, this is Rylands, but it's the lambs. It is soft. And look at that colour. I'm hoping it shows up on your monitor. Well, it's buttery yellow and it is really soft. I don't find that scratchy. However, I know everyone's tolerances of wool is different. But if you've had a collection from me before, this is now our 5th one, you will know some collections have been really, really woolly because we don't have merinos here in the UK. Most of the sheep that are in the fields are classic Romney, Rylands, Texel, all those sort of sheepy brands where a lot of that yarn and fleece goes into carpets. So it's a lovely woolly one, but having the ewes, having the lamb's wool does make for a much softer wool. Remember, it's 4-ply, it's woolen spun, and you can see the fuzz. You'll be able to see it's a 2-ply classic spin. I unspin that, there you go. But it has really taken the Woad really well, especially when we get this dark denim, which is, and I can smell, I can still smell the sheep. So I'm dyeing as we speak. So if this appeals to you, you want to invest in local, the air miles are hardly anything. Its footprint from that point of view is very, very small, and it's unique. We have 130 hanks. 30 of them are natural, and then the 100 of them are in an assortment of blues. I've still got 50 odd left to dye, so if you want to invest, go to the pre-order. The link is in the description below. You can choose the colours, you can write the number if that helps, or on the website, the page that you're looking at where you can order from, all the information is down below. So hopefully with that information and this video, you can choose your colour. So let's just finish off one last one, go quickly. So you got number 1, dark denim, denim 2, sky 3, and aqua, which is that one there, actually, that top one there, 4, and then number 5s are the variegateds, where you'll see a lot of those twists, turns, mistakes where it's sat on the Woad and you have no idea how it's going to come up. So completely exciting as you're knitting or crocheting, that you'll see a dark bit and then there's a light bit and so forth. So that's the Lavenham Blue Collection 2025. Just got to get the labels from the amazing local printers to us, Indigo Ross. They're going to be printing the labels and the tags, and then I'll be able to send them all out end of July, beginning of August. Hope this video helps. Thank you for investing in local. It's truly wonderful yarn. Cheers everyone. Bye-bye.